Now from SRV Studios, Mr. Craig Thatcher.
Good evening, folks, and welcome back to the Schuylkill River Valley for Sidetrack Sunday number 1 for December 2023. Good to see everybody here. Let me get to the top of the list, and we'll see who's all in the chat. Well, Boxcar Jerry was first. Good to see you, Jerry. Glad to see you that you're up and about and feeling better, I hope, anyway. Dwight Curley was in second. And then came John Knopfel. Good to see you, John. D-Royal Darrell. Good to see you, Darrell. And we got GRE 2057 from snowy northern Michigan. Good to see you, man. I haven't seen you around in a while. Hope all is well. Let's see. We got Santa Fe Bob. Good to see you, Bob. And Mr. Ray Burleson. Good to see you, Ray. Glad you could make it. Let's see. James Galton from the Dundas Junction Model Railroad. Good to see you, James. And Captain Cuz, 6951, also known as BNSF 6951. Cousin Vinny, good to see you, man. Glad you could make it in. Let's see. We've got Dave from DES Media Productions. Good to see you, Dave. Let's see. James from Dundas Junction said that he'll be uploading a video after my stream. So I encourage everyone to go over there and check him out. James is doing a good job on his new layout. Let's see, I lost track of where I was. Okay, there's Roy Container Man. Good to see you, Roy. Hope all is well. Haven't seen you for a while. We got Mike from Deep Run Railroad. Good to see you, Mike. John Benicki's here. Good to see you, John. Let's see here. Who else do we have? Jerry's back in. Good to see you back, Jerry. Edward from Happy Valley Hobbies. Good to see you, Edward. And I think that's everybody down to the bottom of the list. If I missed you, I certainly apologize. And everybody who's just watching and not chatting, welcome. Glad to see you all folks here. Excuse me. There's Joe Rader. Good to see you, Joe. Sorry if I missed you earlier. All right, before we get started tonight, I've got a couple things. First, I got a mail call. I got a couple stickers here from Hi at the H&H Express. So Hi sent across some stickers. They're not focusing real good, but some real nice stickers and business cards from Hi. So thank you, Hi. I certainly appreciate it. Anybody who hasn't seen Hi's channel, I encourage you to go check him out. Hi does some really nice work. He does some interesting automation and electronics. Let's see, what else did I have? I wanted to give a quick shout out here. Let me get this ready. I wanted to give a quick shout out here to Mark Stewart over at Stu's Structures. Excuse me. Mark, if you haven't seen his channel, Mark does some really nice scratch building, mostly prototypical structures. A lot of them don't exist anymore, and he does it all from pictures. Mark's been away for a little while. He had some computer problems, but he's back. So anybody who hasn't seen Mark over at Stu's Structures, I encourage you to go check him out. He did a model of Sparky's house, and it came out perfect. It did a really nice job, and he did that all from I don't know, five or six photos. So he does a great job of explaining his process and following along. And Jerry said his latest video is great. He did post one today. I haven't had a chance to see it yet, but it's definitely definitely on my list. So encourage you to go over and check out Mark. Let's see, I noticed who stopped in here. Somebody. Oh, Tom Grassy. Good to see you, Tom. Thanks for stopping in. I also wanted to mention the 2023 STS car giveaway. Like we've done for the last few years. Sidetrack Sunday. Oh, there's Brian from Ink Trails. Good to see you, Brian. Glad you could make it, man. Sidetrack Sunday will be giving away a custom car with the Sidetrack Sunday logos on all of our logos, like we have in the past. Oh, Jerry just posted Mark's latest video. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that, man. The giveaway will be on. Let me look at the calendar here, since I don't know what today's date is. It'll be on the 17th. That'll be our Christmas show. And let me get the link here. Like we did in the past, we have an entry form up, complete with questionnaires about the Sidetrack Sunday crew. I just posted a link for the entry there. The entry is active now, and entry closes at midnight or 11:59 p.m. I should say on December 15th, and that's 11:59 Eastern time, of course. So we really hope everybody enters and joins in, and we'll have, like we did in the past, we'll have one HO car and one N car, an N scale car to give away. So we're looking forward to that. Jerry failed the quiz. How many did you get, Jerry? There's Race Fan. Good to see you, man. The last I heard, there weren't an awful lot getting the quiz. Vinny, let's see here. Vinny, the giveaway will be December 17th. That's a Sunday night, and it'll be 8 o'clock, and it will be on Rick's channel. So Rick is hosting our Christmas show this week. Mike wants a recount. He missed 6 guesses. And James never finished the quiz. I think he can go. The link failed, Tom? The link is not working. Wow. Sorry about that, folks. I will put a link in the description unless Nissy wants to. Hi, Nissy. Good to see you. Nissy, I just posted a link to the entry, to our entry for the Sidetrack Sunday car, and I guess I made a mess out of that. So if you could, Nissy, I would appreciate you posting that link. Somebody stopped. Oh, that's who it was. Tammy and Ray, good to see you. Okay, and good. Vinny's giveaway will be in the morning of the 17th. What time, Vinny? You did say in your video, but I don't remember. All right, Joe, it's not working. We'll get it. We'll get another link up there. Sorry about that, folks. Let's see. Joe Rader popped in. Yeah, Joe Rader popped in. I don't think I said hello to you before. Derek Alexander, good to see you. And Ron Moen, good to see you. Somebody said hi to Stormy. Oh, there's Stormy Sky. Stormy Dave, good to see you. Glad you could make it in. So, yeah, Vinny's will be on Sunday, December 17th in the morning. I'm not sure what time yet. But Vinny does. Vinny says 11 a.m. Eastern. Okay, so that's Sunday morning, the 17th. So let's see here. I said hi to Derek Alexander, I'm pretty sure. I hope I didn't miss anybody. If I did, I apologize. All right. So I think that was all that I wanted to cover before we got started. So last month I started on the parking lot for Dwayne's Fork and Spoon Diner. There's Rick Bailey. Good to see you, Rick. Rick, I tried posting a link to the STS entry form, and I made a mess out of it. I think Nissy's looking forward, but in case you find it first, if you could post it for everybody, I would certainly appreciate that. So I started on the parking lot for the diner diorama. Let's see. Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate that, Jerry. To the diner diorama, it's Dwayne's Fork and Spoon Diner. And well, to be perfectly honest, I really made a mess out of that. When I was planning the show earlier in the week, I had planned on mixing up some slow cure plaster to use with the Sculptamold to give me more working time. Of course, when Sunday came around and I was setting up for the show, that thought never entered my mind. And in fact, it didn't enter my mind until I was halfway done, and it was way too late. And I really was not happy with the way it came out. I really bullocks this all up. The color was a little bit light. That wasn't the bad thing. That would have been easy enough to fix. But it was just a mess. And, well, I considered fixing it, but I probably would have made a bigger mess out of it fixing it. So I decided to just chip it away and redo it. So if you folks will give me a second, I will get my table set up here, move my camera, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I see where Rick posted the entry form. Thanks, Rick. Appreciate that. So here's where we are at this point. What I did was, like I said, I chipped away all the original parking lot that I did. Oh, there's Anthony, Georgia Sunbelt. Good to see you, Anthony. Glad you like the music, man. I chipped away all the old pavement that I put down. I mixed up some slow cure plaster and made my no picture. Thank you, Dwight. I pushed the wrong button. You should have a picture now. Sorry about that, folks. I guess you can tell it's my first time live streaming. And you're right, Brian. We all make mistakes, and I've certainly make my share of them. So anyhow, I mixed up the slow cure plaster, added a little bit of color to it, made the Sculptamold, and yeah, Jerry. Yeah, folks, sorry about that. Jerry, Edward. I pushed the wrong button. So we should be back. You should have a good picture now. So I mixed up the slow cure plaster, the Sculptamold, added a little bit of color to it, and threw in some ballast, and then spread it out with the slow cure ballast plaster. I had plenty of working time, so I was able to get a much better finish. I didn't have to clean up the finish at all. All I did, somebody said hi to Anthony. I don't know who. Did I miss Anthony? Oh, Anthony GSP. Okay, gotcha. I didn't have to clean up the surface at all. What I did do was I sprinkled a little bit more ballast on the top, and then hit it with several coats of flat clear coat to hold everything in place. And this is really close to the effect that I was going for. There was a diner in Bridgeport when I was a kid, Danny's Diner. My father pretty much lived there, and he loved their coffee. But anyhow, they had a parking lot that was very, very coarse, very rough, and that was the inspiration for this. So I'm real happy with the way this came out. So after it dried, I took away most of the popsicle sticks and everything around the inside and the outside here. And what I'm going to be doing tonight is filling in these outside areas with some dirt. The kitchen door of the diner comes out right about here where my finger is. And back here I'm going to have a dumpster and probably a couple 55-gallon drums with grease in them, and there'll be a fence across here for the keep the people out, but the trash men can come and empty the dumpster. The rest of this will all be dirt. So what I'm doing for the dirt is I'm using dirt. This is just dirt from my backyard, which I dried out and sifted and made a mess with. And I'm mixing it up with some Mod Podge, 50-50 Mod Podge with a few drops of dish detergent. So I'm really just going to make mud. Need some more glue here. Now I'm not going to be putting any grass or anything on here tonight. You didn't sign up for that, huh, Edward? Sorry about that, man. A little bit more dirt. The dirt will come when I set this into the scene, and I'll be able to blend the dirt and the rest of the parking lot into it then. So let's see. Modeling dirt with dirt, not fair. I don't know. Can't imagine a better dirt texture than dirt itself. Race fan did terrible on the quiz. Sorry to hear that, man. see. Sparky, good to see you, man. I don't think I'm counting anything tonight. But I did just mention your the house that Mark Stewart made for you. I was talking about Mark earlier. And we also mentioned the 2023 STS car giveaway. So, Sparky, if you haven't entered yet, Rick did post the link earlier. Let's see here. Up next, modeling water with water. I've mentioned this in the past. My father's layout had a functional waterfall on it. It was fish pump and plexiglass trough that the water ran down in to keep it off the tracks and the scenery and everything. And it worked pretty well. The first year was pathetic. The pump that he used was nowhere near strong enough, and it was just a little trickle running down. But the second year he got it worked out pretty good, and it was a really nice effect. And Derek says it looks like poop, huh? Well, yeah, I guess it does. Hopefully, when it dries, it'll look more just like mud. JD, good to see you, man. Glad you could make it in. Okay, Sparky says the next YouTube meet and greet is May 17th. I think that means to the 19th at the Reading and Northern Railroad. That's pretty cool. That will be easy enough for me to get to. Let's see. Hey, Brian. Actually, I have two full layouts, neither one of which are running trains at the moment. My main layout is HO, and I also have a smaller N-scale layout, which is really just a Christmas layout that stays up year-round. The HO layout is the Schuylkill River Valley. And that I model the area I grew up in, and it has 4 railroads: the Pennsylvania, Reading, Philadelphia and Western, and the UMP, which was Allen Wood Steel Company's industrial short line. The N-scale layout is Duluth, Mesabi, and Iron Range, and that's an all-winter scene, or it will be an all-winter scene. That one's built on a hollow core door, so that's roughly 28 by. I think I cut it down. I think it's only about 62 inches long. And that's just a display layout. There's no switching. There's no operations of any sort on it. It's just to run the trains, just for kids and stuff when they come over. And it's something I've been working on now for longer than I care to admit, and still don't have trains running on it. The dioramas that I build, this diorama will go on the HO layout. The drawbridge diorama, that won't. That's not not appropriate for the area that I'm modeling. So that was done just for the sake of doing a diorama. Need some more mud. Hey, there's Corey. Good to see you, man. Glad you could make it. Brian, I am definitely an HO guy. The N scale, I mean, it's definitely improved. It's much better than it was when I first got into this hobby. But it's way too small for me, which is why one of the reasons why there's no operations on the N-scale layout. Let's see, somebody just stopped in. Oh, Wigway, Steven, good to see you, man. And there's Stormy Steve, good to see you. In fact, after I get all the dirt put down here, I do have a very short slideshow on some scenery that I've been doing on the HO scale layout. I hadn't really been doing an awful lot on that. Hey, there's Mike the Rail Artist. Good to see you, Mike. Glad you can make it in. I hadn't been working on the HO layout much at all. It's very small, and it's not what I want. And I've talked about this before. It's never going to be what I want, not in this house. And I kind of talked myself into hating it. And that kind of makes it tough to work on something. But I got back into it. I started doing some scenery, which is my first love on model railroading. So that's getting me enthusiastic about it again. So we will be getting back into that. The N-scale layout is actually closer to having trains running. I did have trains running on the HO layout, but I'm using DCC++, and the computer that I have set up in there to run it gave up the ghost. So I have to build another system and get that set up. Brian Inked Rails asked what I'm using for my mud. It's actual mud. This is dirt from my backyard that I dug up and dried out and sifted down till it's got the very fine stuff. And I'm mixing it with what's it called? Mod Podge and water with a little bit of dish soap in it, just regular scenic cement. I don't know if it's a lot of work, Sparky. It's took about 10 minutes so far. But I love scenery, so I will spend time on scenery. That never bothers me. The way I look at it is, this is a hobby. It's a pastime. It's designed to pass the time. So I don't care how long it takes me. To me, one of the worst thoughts is having my layout finished. Because then what do? Tear it down and start again? When and if I do that, it's because I want it to be because I'm building the layout of my dreams in the layout room of my dreams. Not just rebuilding it because I'm bored. There's Trackside Mike. Good to see you, man. Glad you can make it in. So I made this mud with mud and Elmer's glue before, and that works. But it's not quite. But it can crack. The glue dries a lot more brittle than the Mod Podge, and I mean it's not horrible. Especially if you're putting grass on top of it, doesn't matter if it cracked. And if you're modeling a dry creek bed or something, it'd be perfect. But this time I am going with the Mod Podge, which remains more flexible and hopefully won't crack. And there's Chasco. Good to see you, Chasco. Glad you can make it in. Yeah, you know what? Your train shed would be a good start, Sparky. And yeah, I'd love to come over, except that requires a passport and all that nonsense. Maybe someday, Sparky. Let's see. So anyhow, the layout room of my dreams would actually be closer to about 1,500 square feet, because the layout of my dreams would be all single layer. I do not want the helix that you have, Sparky. Your helix is great. You did a great job on it. It's just I am not a fan of them. I had a helix on my get a passport. I had a helix on my first layout, and it worked well. I didn't have any problems with it. I mean, it took a little tweaking at first to get it right, but it worked really well. I just don't like the idea of them. So I would rather have a much bigger shed and I see Sparky. He wants us all to get a passport so he can come and work on his layout. So a nice 1,500 square foot basement would be perfect for me. Problem is, this house has no basement. So, well, Sparky, I did have a couple scenic areas on the helix on my first layout. I built the room that the layout was in. It was in my basement, and the helix was actually just outside the room. So I had four walls. I had walls all the way around it, but I had 30 by 50, Corey. That wouldn't be bad. I would take 25 by 60, but 30 by 50 would be really good. And there's Robert from Darby Rail Services, and he wants He wants to be in an old grocery building. Well, I mean, I do want a layout that would take me the rest of my life to build, but I don't know if I have enough years left to take an old grocery building. But anyhow, I did have it was all enclosed since it was a very dusty basement. And I didn't really want to be cleaning track constantly. So I had it all enclosed, but I had some windows cut in. And I had 3 spots where you could watch the train go through, and it was scenic as the inside of a tunnel. Then he says his house is 1,450 square feet. That's just about the size of mine. I think I'm 1,420. But it's 2 levels. So it's really only about 20 by 40. And like I said, no basement. So an old Walmart would be better, but you need a couple more friends for that one. Yeah, a whole bunch more friends for that one. Somebody said hi to Ken. I didn't see Ken come in. Oh, there's Ken. Ken Amos. Good to see you, Ken. Glad you can make it. So that's the dirt around here. Now, like I said, this will be placed in my layout, and the dirt will come around, and I'll be able to blend this all together, and hopefully have a nice contiguous scene. The years to build a layout, I got it. Let's see. Mike's only 74 as of tomorrow. Hey, Mike, an early happy birthday to you, man. It's the money factor for you. Well, it's the money factor for all of us, and certainly the money factor for me, too, which is why I don't have the 1,500 square foot basement yet. But one can dream, and I am really good at dreaming, so I've always figured if you can't dream, then there isn't much to life. What was the most challenging part of building the diner? Well, to be honest, Brian, this is one of the 3D printed kits that Brian over at Iron Horse Models printed, and he sent it to me asking me to put an interior in it and paint it up and finish it. But it was actually the diner itself was actually built, so there was no problem with that at all. I have built an N-scale version of the same diner, and Brian does a really nice job. They go together really well. I had no problems with it. So far, the toughest part has been making a bullocks of the parking lot the first time. Yeah, well, some of those old Walmarts aren't in the best place. All right, so let me put you guys on hold here for a second, and I'll turn the camera around, and I'll try to push the right buttons this time. Okay, I'm back. Oops, one second. Okay, now I'm back for real. I saw where Vinny mentioned that he has the N-scale version. Yeah, they're great. They're great kits. I don't know if you've you built yours yet or not, Vinny, but yeah, he does a real nice job. Brian's got I don't know, probably 8 or 10 kits out now, in all different sizes, and he does a really nice job on them. So once the dirt dries, I will. Yeah, you're right, Mike. First one was a test. Once the dirt dries, the next step will be to actually place the diner in the spot where it goes. I have. Well, you know what? If Anthony, if Wilmer was here, we could have him sing "Happy Birthday." I would do it, but most of you would probably leave. Oh, okay, Vinny did build it. Okay, cool. Yeah, it is a nice kit. Yeah. The interior that I put in it is all 3D printed. I used my resin printer, and I printed a counter with seats, jukeboxes sitting on the counter, and what else? Napkin dispensers. I have a couple tables that have jukeboxes and napkin dispensers on them as well, plus a counter with the cash register. And then I printed complete kitchen, upright refrigerator, freezer, a couple grills, an oven, a deep fryer, a sink, and a couple of work tables. And now there you go, Sparky. Robert says he would live in your shed to help you. Careful what you ask for, Robert. You just might get it. All right, so let's see. You know what, Vinny? I think I do have them in N-scale. I'll have to check it out. If I do, I'll be happy to print them for you. They're actually pretty cool. Next month when I install the diner, you'll get a good view of them. I don't think I would want to paint them in N-scale. That's up to you. It was a pain in the neck enough to paint them in HO. Let's see. Okay, so on to the HO scenery that I've been working on. I started a couple of months ago. I showed the acid pit, and that was really what kind of got me back into my enthusiasm back for the HO layout, because that was a scene that I had been wanting to work on for quite some time. There's Train Video Productions. Good to see you, man. Glad you could make it in. So anyhow, I was working on the acid pit, and right next to it, that whole area, the acid pit, the terrain, all of it around there is all strips of cardboard and plaster cloth, and some people say there are, Mike. And right next to the acid pit, Nathan DeLay, good to see you, Nathan. Glad you can make it in, man. Right past the acid pit, where I had put the plaster cloth, there was a divot in the ground, and I wasn't worried about it. I planned on just smoothing it out with the sculptor mold and just having a natural divot in the ground. So I had been working on the acid pit, and I was done for the night. And I had stepped back just to look at it, to check on my progress, see if I was happy with with where I was going with it. And I happened to look past the acid pit to where this divot was, and I don't know whether it was the lighting, just the way the shadows were hitting it, or whatever, but it was. Oh, that's interesting, Corey. This acid pit was from the coke plant, the spent sulfuric acid and whatever else is mixed in there. They just pumped out into the woods and dumped it into the pit. So anyhow, I looked past the acid pit, and I saw this divot, and that was a perfect Bob Ross happy accident moment, as it looked like a perfect spot for a little waterfall. I didn't want anything big. I didn't want the Niagara Falls or anything like that. Just something small, and that's just. Yes, that's definitely what I'm doing, Nathan. Is most of the scenes on my layout will be at least inspired by scenes from my childhood. So I decided. So right then I decided. Well, I wasn't done for the night, and I got out my utility knife and cut out a big chunk of the terrain and repaired the plastic cloth, and so I could let that dry overnight. And what I came up with is the Skulking Creek Falls. Now, there is no such thing as the Skulking Creek, at least not that I've ever heard of. Well, Corey, it's not a place that you would have gone swimming. It wasn't deep enough to begin with, or there probably would have been somebody I grew up with who was stupid enough to do that. But we did play out there quite a bit. It was a really, really interesting place. So there was no such place as Skulking Creek, at least. Oh, Benny's gone? All right, good night, Benny. Glad you can make it in, man. The drawbridge is finished. I haven't found the people to go in it yet. I need a fisherman and somebody in a boat, and that will be it. So it's just details. But yeah, the diorama itself is finished. We'll get to that, Sparky. I don't really have enough to show, and the layout is a complete mess. But yes, I am planning on that. Thank you, cuz. I appreciate that, man. So anyhow, like I was saying, Skulking Creek, as that name doesn't exist, but actually the word Schuylkill is the English translation of Skulking Creek. Skulking Creek is the word Schuylkill comes from two words from the Lenni Lenape. Let's see, have I been to Centralia? Nope, I've never been to Centralia. Some coal mine used to be flooded and people swam in there. No, and I didn't swim in any flooded coal mines, but had there been any around in my day, Nathan, I probably would have. The two were, yeah, I know. Sparky, I know Mini Prince does that, and I think he has at least the fisherman. But I honestly haven't gotten to it. But yeah, I will be getting to that. The word Schuylkill comes from two words from the Lenni Lenape Indian language. The Lenni Lenapes were a tribe of the Algonquins, and they settled this area. And they named the river Skulking Creek, or Schuylkill. So that's that's what I named this, is the Skulking Creek Falls. So let me. Oh, wait a minute. I need to. Okay, so here is the Skulking Creek Falls. It's nowhere near done yet. I need to get some static grass and trees and bushes. Yeah, it was much different back then than it is today, Nathan. And it's even so much different now than it was when I was a kid. So I need trees and shrubbery, and I need a backdrop. Somebody shut the power off? Not here. At least it looks like I'm still alive. Yeah, I'm still alive. Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate that. And the next step will be to paint the backdrop, because I want to paint the backdrop and then add some bushes and trees so that you can't see where the creek comes from. So it'll just kind of drift into the background. Here's excuse me, a slightly different angle. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. And Mike, thank you guys. And Stormy Sky. Nope, it was the Lenny Lenapes. That's they're oh, you lost me for 2 or 3 minutes? Oh, sorry, Dark. I didn't know that. I didn't see anything on my end. Let's see. Thank you, JD. Let's see. Is it true that Schuylkill County used to be very popular, like how New York nowadays, for example? You know what? I don't know, Nathan. It wasn't that way in when I was a kid. So if so, it would have been before that. Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate that. And Ken, Stephen, thank you guys. So this is just from a slightly different angle. And what you can see, thank you, Rick. You can barely pick it out there at the towards the lower right corner, is where it runs into a culvert that goes under the tracks. And here's where it comes out on the other side. So this big rock on the left-hand side is mostly what I cut out that night when I decided this was going to be a waterfall. So like I said, it's just the start, but oh, thank you, man. I enjoy it. I love scenery especially, and I will happily put the time in. Keeps me out of trouble, or at least that's what I tell myself. So like I said, it needs a lot of work, but that where that scene is right where the glide up gate is. You can just see the glide up gate in the far upper left corner. Now, Nathan, this is all my HO layout. Yeah, you can see the tracks just there in the background, covered by painter's tape. So this is getting back into the scenery is definitely building my enthusiasm to get back onto this layout, because I really do want to see trains running on it. It's been I started this layout about 5 years ago. And it's a terrible thing to admit that I'm still working on getting trains up. But like Roy Smith used to always say that he was the world's slowest model railroader. I think, Roy, I give you a run for your money. Thank you, Dwight. I appreciate that, man. Well, that's all I had for tonight. Don't forget the Sidetrack Sunday giveaway. The deadline for entering is December 15th at 11:59 Eastern. And the giveaway will be on Rick's channel on the 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern. So we really hope everybody enters, and we can give away a couple cars. So that's, like I said, that's all I have for tonight. Next week will be Nissy. Let's see. You know what? I did know that, Nathan, but I've never been out there to see it. I want to go out and see it. I have a couple GG1s. I have a couple GG1s in HO scale, and I have my father's GG1 in O scale, which is really a beautiful locomotive. Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate it. And Rick, thanks for popping up the link again. Really appreciate everybody hanging out tonight. I hope you enjoyed the diorama and the show, and we will see you during the week. I don't know who's. There's Scott from Waycross Train Spotter. Sorry, Scott. I'm just signing off, man. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. I'm not sure who's on Off Track Monday tomorrow. I don't know whether. I think it should be Trackside Mike. But I could be wrong. And thank you, Stormy Steve. I appreciate that. Thanks, Dwight. Thank you, Rick. Let's see. Trackside Mike, is it you tomorrow night or is it James? Let's see. Good night, Anthony. Good to see you. Corey. Good to see everyone. Like I said, appreciate you, everybody showing up. And I hope everybody has a great week. So, good night.